Father in heaven, while marking away, I'm going to teach. And the next lesson too. And I said, yes, I'll do that for you, brother. You take care of what you gotta take care of while I'm off. Lord, give me. You gave me the things from Ecclesiastes to talk about. And talk about what they mean. And sometimes, yes, it is poetry. Because it's poetry. And it's a very poetic language that it was written in. I don't know it all, but I took time to learn. Cross-referencing things. Maybe some things are a little bit long. You know, if somebody wants to correct me, I would appreciate the help. You and I work together. In Jesus' name I pray. All right. I think I'll use this. Do any of you remember taking a poetry class in high school? A few days ago, I was visiting somewhere, and the gentleman was explaining about Hebrews, parts of Hebrews being very poetic. And how the last word in the second sentence, like the women that came here and did the music, that was very poetic language, yes. But this is so deep and rich, it's hard. And depth. Ugh. Can't do it. And I said, I don't like it. Well, the hearing can teach, go to lectures and sing, and pick up the language quickly. I'm so jealous. Oh! Hearing people brag all the time, is that the right attitude to have though? No. That's the wrong attitude. So, you learn the English word and memorize the meanings. And you have the grammar. And then you had to learn how to write a full paragraph with using is, means, and sentence, all the way down on your paper. Make sure it was one paragraph, practice writing, and then poetry is different. To interpret the meaning of the words. You give it to the English teacher, and they would read it. It had to be A, B. Mine was always the C. The girl said you have to fix your English interpretation. You had the wrong idea. You had a good concept. But the woman herself grew up reading all the time. She always had her nose in a book. But she read a lot of poetry books. And man, she was phenomenal at reading poetry, having read so much. You learn from growing up in Sunday school and ask what the word means. Oh, no, nobody knows in the room. And they would say, okay, you don't know what it means? This word means this. So we have to go to the assembly at the wise men. Don't be rebellious. Listen. And then the words, these words would pop up. You have to collect them all and put them in the sentence to mean teacher, professor, lecturer, all these different things. Remember now, thy Creator in the days of your youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. A long time ago, when you were young, the teacher said, sit down, hit your hand, please, memorize this. And you go, okay, I will. And sometimes they slap you upside the head to get their point across, or maybe they flick you. Oh, that hurts so much, flicking my ear. That is against the law. But now, I was young, and as I was growing up, this girl would insult me. And one time, I lifted up her dress. She screamed and cried and told the teacher to punish me. I ran and I flattered her and I said all these kind of things. And, all right. But now, year after year, I got older to age 21 and then I became saved. And the Lord changed my life. You know, I'm looking back and I remember doing that to the young woman, lifting up her dress and mocking her. It was so silly. And now I realize there's no pleasure in that. So the time of fooling her finished and I went off to college and I looked back. Man, I was lazy, I was wrong, I was silly. I don't enjoy that behavior anymore. Texting together to the girl and warned her. Yeah, man. We're ex-boyfriend and girlfriend. You're jealous. And stay in control. And then I got married, and looking back, I don't enjoy that at all. And the teacher preached to us. You have been doing those sentences wrong. But you were young, and your perspective has changed. Many of you, me as well, we're older, and we see the girl, but now looking from an older perspective, you wouldn't do anything like that. And we're hunched over with age now. Maybe shape some. And limp along, and creep along. Long time ago, hearing people could just hear everything, and now as they age, they're losing their hearing. And I'm like, oh yeah. You have to exercise, you have to sleep. They stay in good, relatively good health until their 80s and 90s. But it's very important to understand that you're talking about the Creator and learning in your days of your youth. What is the word for that called? 1 or 2 years ago. What's it called? When you go to a job And have the doctor call. Can you get your PhD? Parkinson's disease causes a lot of nervous shaking. Going to bed. And your hands would feel funny. Can you look at me? Can you jump it out? You have to get one of those soft balls and exercise your hands. So, looking back, now that I'm old, I have no pleasure in remembering the things I did in my youth. Music girl, to all these other different people I could keep on naming. Maybe the two of you. When time was getting near and you're getting sick and you would look back and the doctor comes in and flips on the light and takes off probably skin tags and moles and possible cancer. Say, hey, friends, look, can I borrow $300? My car payment's due, I'm broke. And then you wait to get the money and give it back. And then you don't. And you argue. And different things happen. Now, as you're older, I realized I was silly and I have no pleasure in remembering. And remember getting in trouble and all these various things. Was I prudish? No, there were several things I did wrong. And maybe to experience nothing. Oh no, I was very well behaved. I didn't get in trouble at all. Somebody in the audience. So maybe they have Parkinson's, or their eyes or ears are getting old and decreased in their sharpness to see and hear. Same as us. Whoop, whoop. While the sun, or the light, or the moon, or the stars be not present, nor the clouds, the English phrase, return after the rain. So you would mix up the sentence a different way. It's raining, it's raining, it's raining, it's raining. Can you see the cloud and rain afar off? And somebody would say, look, 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 see it's coming? The rain's coming. Finally, the sun moves away from behind the cloud. And you run back. Remember, pick it out and beat up. So I would go to my sweetheart, we kiss, and then 30 years later, we were married. It's really hard to see him right in front of that screen. Remember things happening in church. And then the sun's coming out from behind the cloud. Or hearing dark clouds, clouds are going by, the rain is going by. Maybe someone has a telescope. The person would go and tap on the shoulder. Look, 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 look. That means you can see the moon coming because the clouds are gone. Come on, hurry up, rain pass by. Rain would go away. And then the light of the moon you could see with your telescope. Pick out the different stars and their constellations. Either sweet or like my son explaining a story and looking through the telescope. And yes, it's beautiful. My brother would tell me, oh, it's so boring. And growing up, and then I went to college, and I had to take an astronomy class. And I said, sorry, I don't enjoy that. Man, I was so stupid to not learn that stuff. I could have taken that opportunity and learned it better in college. Why didn't I do that? Now, as I'm older, I'm understanding. As a youth, you have to be fussed at by a teacher or a parent. And you just go, yeah, right, and everything passes by. But as you grow up, and continue to pray and mature, and your brain is mature, you realize, oh, man, I should have taken advantage of that. Nobody's perfect. I'm not. Do you help them? No, don't help them. That means you're acting like a pea brain. Okay, we're having enough. The stars. Rain cloud moves. You can see so many stars. And you can tell which way is east. And find that one that looks like orange. Yeah, it's Mars up in this. Yeah, it's a huge telescope and look, and you can see it. That's actually a planet, not a star. Whoa! And you find true north. On the latitude and longitude lines, figure things out. As a kid, man. Oh, yeah. The other person would brag, like, they're a braggart, I'm not going to pay attention. Then in college, on my list of classes I had to take, oh, man, if I would have only paid attention back then, I would not have taken it in college. Now, we can apply all of this to people. When they're older, they see clearly. And as you're old, your eyes decline. And you lose some of your peripheral vision. And you must have brighter lights to go down the stairs and look in the cupboards and get a drink from the refrigerator. The woman's in bed. She's got to go to the bathroom. 2 o'clock in the morning. She's walking along, and she flips on the light. Oh! Goes to the bathroom. They must have the light. We must use the lights. No, I use a flashlight. Or is that? Well, what does Jeff think about that? Maybe you don't agree. You be patient in the back this month. Go ahead. So maybe they're going to the hunting cabin, and they shoot something and come down, and it's dark. They run down the stairs and don't bother with the lights. And it's so dark. And they go here, there, and yon to the toilet. They didn't have to use it. But the other person has a light on, explains, well, first, I memorized the floor plan, and I can touch the wall. And I'm very used to it, like a blind person. They count their steps, and they know to touch and feel for edges of things, and you have to practice. No, I don't want to practice. Yes, get up and help, come and learn. And I feel sympathy for them. And I said, I have to have self-discipline. As I was a senior, a man moved from Russia. There were 3 American students. And they left and drove to New Jersey. To Wildwood, New Jersey. And they looked around, went on the Ferris wheel and the boardwalk and all these other fun things. And David was a skilled leader. And we each paid, wait till the light goes in the door, and then, come here. So we got one behind the other. I was 3rd. The Russian man was 4th. He was behind me. And the lights went out. And David said, put your hands forward. And I could see him, sort of. Not very well, but anyhow, we tap each other and keep walking. Keep one hand on the shoulder throughout the whole line, and everybody take one step at a time to the side. And we get to the end of the wall and follow it. Kept going, and turn, go to the other area, and suddenly we got to the end. We enjoyed it. But had we not practiced, it would have been harder. So this is encouraging us to practice. Sorry, we didn't do this part yet. In a day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Anybody finish reading? You know who the keepers are? People that take care of the house. You know, the dorm. How many of you seen the dorms at PhD or experienced it? I would take care of them, and the lights would be off. I'd be watching TV, reading the book, and in the hallway. Really, the word should be gatekeeper. Fancy word, we are guardian. outside, using your cell phone, you write something down, and then you go up and you check on all the students. I had to do that all night long. Is that right or wrong? Right, because if there's a thief, you would have to catch them. Or if you saw a wild animal, you had to know where it was and chase it. Put down the notes of where everything happened and report it in the morning. And they would call somebody to come and fix the area that the wild animal had gotten in through. Trying to shake. So when you become older, all these things, and they dwell on the negative things that happen, and that influences in their age. It can give them headaches, eye problems, shaking, and Parkinson's. You can't even be severe shaking like that, trembling, teens. In context. Because they forgot to bring a coat. A person is shaking and cold because they forgot their coat. And strong men. The PE teacher, or the coach, for football. Man, he'd make us get down and do all these big push-ups. And he was strong until he became old. Long time ago, he walked upright like this for years and years and years. And the years go on, the further over he hunches. Because of the bad news. They bow or stoop themselves. When they're young, they tend to skip along, right? Turn around. And as an adult, you walk with purpose, quickly. And then you get older and you start to slip a little. Oh, you got to put your chest up. And the man said, come on. Put your chest up. And as you get older and older, the slower of the walking, how do you spell that? You shuffle. You shuffle along. Instead of picking up your feet and walking. And you stoop over. And all these aches and pains. My back hurts. Oh, my back hurts. And your hip joint hurts. You have to use a cane. And then you have to get a walker. And then you can fall either way. And have to carry it down. You must have the walker. Or, what do you call those things?
Wheelchair?
There wasn't, no, there wasn't, there's the one before the wheelchair. It's the walker with the seat.
Yeah.
Either a walker with the seat
Mhm.
or a wheelchair. I saw at the store, gentleman walking straight. And I know, I was leaving up a little bit. My teacher playing basketball, shooting hoops, passing the ball. And by the time he was out of breath, and he whacked him. What? Get out. You're too old to play this game. You want to die? Stop doing it. You have to straighten up. So, I learned you have to practice. And some people look at me, and they would advise me their opinion, and you'd have to respect it. If you don't want to be a stumped over old man, shut up. Don't. He signs and you get all certain, so. A deaf man, TRU, second, junior NAD. Remember, they killed some students at the school, and they were teasing and walking like this. And he came over and whacked him. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get my act together. Some of you might have gotten mad, but the benefit is made by teaching you how to behave and to walk upright with my shoulders back. Literal, true meaning. Can apply to the body. Let me explain. Really. There's a stone. Right. It has two levels, and you pound in the stake, and you put the other basket on top, and you spray it over with water, and then you set the other one on top. Same with the second one. Everything's perfect, it's lined up. Corn or wheat, various grains you would put in there all around, and put the second one on top, and it would go around, 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 and the wheelstone would grind the grains into flour, and they would sweep it off. Now the farmer would sweep it off. Now we have to have gloves. Long time ago, they didn't use gloves. We had sand or some other things. We put it in there, various things. And the other one said, "Oh, ah!" You have to put gloves on to these days. And back then I didn't have any. My hands, could have been dirty and germy, but now, honestly, they probably stunk. Nowadays you can't do that, you have to wear gloves. Innocent, didn't know, but I was still guilty. The grinder stopped. Because there's only a few. This might apply to your teeth. As you grind your teeth, when you're old, they start falling out. Ooh, my dad had none, he had both teeth. He lived to be 79. Now in the springtime. Maybe the same thing happened to me, I don't know. But the dentist will look on the x-ray and let me know. So far. Hey, Ben. Do the hearing people? Same as Donna and Debbie. Peanuts. And grind up. Same as you're grinding, as the wheelstone would grind. That noise, as it became older, there wasn't much sound left. What did they have to do? The next time, someone had given me something to eat, my dad had, well, to look out the window. And see the cars going back and forth. I touch him, few words. And I would help take him to my mother. No. Down the stairs to the old room and eat by the window. And I watched that in a movie. And they were in a wheelchair and watching the men and women, they had dementia. And they kept waiting and watching. Until the man was 89 years old, and he became bedridden. And soon after that, Jesus took him to heaven. Long time in the Jewish, they had windows. And the shutters would be hooked open often. It was their habit, because they were old. Sometimes the woman would come up, and she had dementia. And her daughter would come over. And she would say something, and the mother was very irritable. Maybe you're going to be your daughter when you become older. Read about dementia in the book. Stage 1, stage 2, and then up to, same with Alzheimer's, stages 1 through 5. And if it's more than 5, they'll be very close to death. And the stage in the middle is 3, and for no reason the person becomes irritable. They might be smiling 1 second. Oh, I'm sorry. Everything's fine. Give them medicine. And they might start yelling, or they have a headache. You know, you take medicine. Another one, same thing. They might keep taking medicine. You have to accept that. Maybe my friend in Taiwan, he didn't want to die. He kept thinking positively. Felt sorry for him. But many people suffer depression. The people remember some things, but they forget names. They don't know who the people are. They don't know things about their life. They don't remember birthdays. Your comments are right. That happens to very many people. Yes, I've visited several of these things that happen to them. Read now. He shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Verse 4. It's cutting off half of verse 4. Oh, there you go. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the daughters of the music shall be brought low. Can you hear if somebody will open and close the door? Hearing people can hear that. The deaf can't. But the deaf can hear if a person's mad and they slam the door because it reverberates. It reverberates. Have you experienced that? Oh, yeah. Jeff was saying, oh, yeah. Imagine Mark getting angry and slamming the door. Say, stop drinking, I'm tired. You have the Holy Spirit inside of you. And if your body becomes angry, remember, stop. Kneel and pray. My God will help me calm down. The Holy Spirit. Let the Holy Spirit control you. A long time ago, when the Jewish people were in bed, and they could hear the sound of the birds. Oh, that's so sweet. Hear the birds. Or on a farm, hear the rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo. You know, various different ones. And all these different animals. In the army, man, you had to get up and get dressed and get going fast. But as a person becomes older and their hearing goes, the Bible says, come on, time to get out of bed. But I can't say, your voice, your angry talk. there are no birds. My dad, his hearing declined, and he'd get so mad and yell. And my mom would misunderstand and get upset, and my dad would get worse upset and yell in anger. And they didn't stop. Boring. Deaf. Can't hear the voice yelling or mission. So you have to translate this. My father would arrive, knock on the door, mother would open the door, and they would talk, and suppose I was in the bathroom. Go in the bathroom for a little bit. My father everything was nice and orderly, but the odor, ew. So I told them, Father, your restroom smells awful. It needs to be washed and cleaned. The odor was coming from the floor because he wasn't perfect, his aim was off, and he was urinating on the floor. And the outside of the toilet bowl was bad. And it smelled awful, so I put him on told but their scent, their ability to smell things was declining as well, and they didn't know it smelled bad. But as a deaf, I can smell. So in the future, your hearing goes, your eyesight goes, and your sense of smell goes. Oh, what? What? What'd you say? What'd you say? I told you. And preaching and would go over my head and then calling them stupid, tired. All right. Wait until you mature. When you're mature, you'll know. Go to a counselor and you'll be happy. Oh, it's almost done. I gotta hurry up. Can you go down one to verse 5? Oh, right there. Oh. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish. Your sense of balance going up, up. And they're fearful. I'm curious today how they would say that. Change it to one word. Acrophobia. A-C-R-O. Heights. P-H-O-B-I-A means fear. Fear of heights. When they shall be acrophobic, long time ago, if you wrote out this many words, you wanted to get a C, you have to use one word, acrophobia. And the fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish. And the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail. What do they mean by the grasshopper's a burden? Yes, it is. about weakness. When he's young, he could jump all over the place, but now he can't jump very far. A man gets married and has these new responsibilities. And he buys a car, fancy car. Woo! He checks the oil every 5,000 miles. Before it was 3, but now it's 5. But it makes me a burden. It gives me a burden to make sure. So, the burden that car stress is on me. And second, I'll find a girl, and we get married, and we promise to take care and support each other. We, have to have enough money for all these different things. And that's another burden on his back. Marriage. Next, born more and more children, and it's more and more burdens on that. And the wife says, hey, like an artist, okay, take it up. Counting up to 20s, thank you. And she goes off shopping for new clothes. That's another burden on his back. He becomes old. And he looks back. Oh, I will not be having pleasure in all these different things. There's no blame. A woman cooking and cleaning. We have to take care. We need to do this. And if you don't want her to pack up your junk and throw it out the window, you need to do what she asks. But remember, the grasshopper used to be able to jump this far and float through the air. You catch it. And it eats the grass. But they would lose their wings when they got older, and they just had to jump. And their body became tired and old. And all of these different things would happen to it until finally the grasshopper lay there wiggling. And it died. It was obvious. And if you talk about this, you could be like a good science teacher and explain all these details. Okay, moving on. Where am I? A desire shall fail. What is your sign for desire? Desire. So you open the Bible. How do you know what's written? Desire means sexual desire fails because you're old and your sexual desire declines. But when you're young, you're all excited about it. Now, moving on. Because men go to his long home. Oh. Oops, I touched the screen. And the mourners go about the streets. senior citizen home. So they might stay in the nursing home for 1, 2, or 3 years, and finally they die, and the mourners go to the street. Go to heaven. What is your preference? You can say be a nursing home or heaven, either one. Oh, I see the cars passing up and pull over and stop because the funeral cars are going ahead. And ever the silver cord. Ooh, this is very hard. You have to look it up in a Jewish commentary. Really? Stand up, let's show 'em. The cord around the belt or the cord around the neck? So you put the nail in the wall and you put the thing on the hook. Is that good? It's heavy. You're right. What do you do? That would be loose. Or the golden bowl be broken. Or the pitcher shall be broken at the fountain. Not a baseball pitcher. No. Why do you know? How do you spell it? Let's talk about water. Because of the fountain. Or the wheel will be broken at the cistern. So, where does that water go? Don't drink that again. Talk about that. So, the bathroom finished. And the water goes down and through. The tube. And then it goes on out. And there are different layers as it goes through. That's your leach field. Now we can apply this to our bodies. The silver cord is our hair. commentary says two things about the spirit and your spinal cord. And if it gets pinched, depending on where, or if you're shot in there, it separates, you will die because it can no longer communicate with your brain. But the second thing it says is very weird. Maybe your husband is very neutral. My body and my spirit, and the spirit lives out. Why? Because they're connected. But they cremate the body because the spirit is gone. My friend who was hearing, she graduated from a hearing college in Main Street. And he saw a body. And he was so scared that they were crying and praying and praying. And I wondered, did God permit the innocent person to come back? And a commentary said, my body and my spirit, my temple. And God breathed in, and the body became alive with the soul. And once they're all connected, you can get up and walk around. But when the soul leaves the body dies. Okay, let me use the offering plate as an example of your skull. Did you play football before? And get knocked in the head and have a concussion? And if you're golden, bye-bye. You have the menorah with the different candles and the little bowls. The pitcher can be broken at the fountain. Your heart. fell, it hit something, died. Your blood, your heart pumps your blood all around your body. It's like a wheel sending the water flowing. And then the dust returned to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. You'll realize when you're old, the quest for money and these other different things wasn't worth it. So I warn people, don't. Anyhow, sorry, the time is long. It's 8 o'clock. Vanity of vanities, say the preacher. Let me pray. Our Father in heaven, Ecclesiastes explaining and comparing youth to old age and how different the mind is. When you're young, you make mistakes, but still God blesses. And so God tells the older men to teach the young. The Bible shows the different ways of life.